A rainy night. The sleek, roaring engine of a $200,000 McLaren 570S cuts through the wet highway. Jack Doherty, known for his bold content and live streams, decides to take his viewers on an exhilarating late-night ride. The car shines under the dim streetlights, reflecting both power and danger. The rain intensifies, the tires splash against the slick road, and the speedometer climbs. But then it happens. A sudden loss of control. The McLaren skids. Viewers watch in disbelief as the car careens towards disaster. But here's the twist: it wasn't just the crash that would shock everyone, it was what Jack did next that sent the internet into a frenzy. His reaction left people wondering, was this an unfortunate accident? Or something much worse? Stay with us, because what happened after the crash will leave you speechless. Jack Doherty isn't your typical content creator. Known for his risky stunts and boundary-pushing content, Jack has built a massive following on YouTube and streaming platforms like Kick. His fans expect wild, adrenaline-filled moments, and Jack knows how to deliver. But this time, things took a turn no one could have expected. It was a rainy night when Jack decided to livestream his latest adventure, a late-night joyride in his brand-new McLaren 570S, a car worth over $200,000. The sleek supercar, gleaming under the dim streetlights, cut through the wet highway like a knife. With one hand on the wheel and the other glancing at his phone to engage with fans, Jack was living the moment, or so he thought. He sped along the slippery highway, laughing and chatting with his viewers in real time. Fans cheered him on through the live chat. "Push it to the limit, Jack. Let's see that McLaren in action." But what could possibly go wrong? After all, Jack had done similar stunts before. Reckless, yes, but always managing to walk away unscathed. With his phone buzzing and messages lighting up his screen, Jack split his attention between the road and his audience. The rain started falling harder. The McLaren roared louder, tires screeching against the slick asphalt. Jack leaned forward, squinting to see the road more clearly. Fans watched eagerly, not knowing that within moments, their screen would capture something far more chaotic than they'd ever anticipated. The McLaren roared down the wet highway, the rain now falling harder, splashing against the windshield. Jack Doherty grinned as his phone buzzed again with incoming chat messages. He glanced down at the screen for just a second, only a second. The comments poured in. "Push it, Jack. We want to see that speed." He responded with a quick laugh. "All right, you guys want speed? Let's go." His hand gripped the wheel tighter, and the engine roared louder as he pushed the pedal to the floor. The McLaren lurched forward, accelerating rapidly. The car skidded slightly, but Jack, still riding the thrill of the moment, barely noticed. The wet road stretched ahead of him, slick and unforgiving, but he was determined to put on a show for his fans. The dashboard flickered as the car's systems worked to maintain control on the slippery surface. But Jack's mind was elsewhere, caught between the road ahead and the flood of messages demanding his attention. And then it happened. The car hit a slick patch of water. The McLaren began to fishtail. For a split second, the back tires lost traction, and the car swerved sharply to the side. Jack's heart raced as the car spun 1, 2, 3 times on the drenched highway. Viewers gasped in real time as the camera on his dashboard showed the blurred lights of the road twisting and spinning. For a brief moment, it looked like Jack had regained control. He wrestled with the wheel, trying to stabilize the McLaren. Okay, I've got this," he muttered, as if reassuring both himself and the audience. But then it all went wrong. The tires couldn't grip the slick road. The car veered sharply, sliding out of control and heading straight toward the highway barrier. Jack yanked the wheel desperately, but it was too late. The sound of screeching tires and shattering glass filled the air as the McLaren slammed into the metal guardrail. The impact was violent, the front of the car crumpling like paper. The stream went wild, with fans flooding the chat. What the hell just happened? Is Jack okay? Dude, that looked bad. Inside the car, chaos reigned. Jack's friend, sitting in the passenger seat, groaned in pain as blood trickled down his forehead from a nasty gash. The car's airbags had deployed with a deafening thud, and shards of glass littered the seats. For a split second, there was silence, just the soft patter of rain and the hiss of the crumpled engine. Jack sat there, stunned, gripping the wheel with white-knuckled hands, his breath heavy. This was it, the moment where everything went wrong. But the real shock was yet to come. The car sat smashed against the guardrail, smoke rising from the crumpled hood. Jack's friend groaned, trying to wipe the blood running down his face. Airbags deflated slowly, the rain seeping in through the shattered windshield, mixing with tiny shards of glass that covered the seats. The inside of the McLaren was a disaster like something out of a nightmare. But Jack's reaction wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of checking on his injured friend, Jack sat in stunned silence, staring at the wrecked dashboard. His eyes darted between the cracked windshield and the twisted frame of the McLaren. Then, as if the weight of reality hit him all at once, he muttered under his breath, "My car. My McLaren. My baby." His friend shifted, clearly in pain, clutching his bleeding head. "Jack, I think I need help," he whispered weakly, his voice barely audible over the sound of the rain. But Jack barely noticed. "My car," he said again, running his hands over the cracked steering wheel in disbelief. "How did this happen?" My McLaren, his voice trembled, not with fear for his safety or concern for his friend, but with the overwhelming grief of seeing his prized possession ruined. The live chat exploded. "WTF, Jack, check on your friend." "Dude, are you serious? Your friend is bleeding." "My guy really cares more about his car." And yet, Jack didn't look at the camera, nor at his injured friend sitting beside him. All his attention was on the car. He leaned over, peering out through the cracked window to inspect the damage to the front bumper. The sound of the rain and the hiss of the engine filled the eerie silence between him and the injured man next to him. Jack reached for his phone, still mounted on the dashboard, and shifted the stream angle to show the wreckage outside. "Look what happened," he muttered, as if talking to the audience was the only thing that mattered. "My McLaren. Totaled." His injured friend shifted in discomfort again, wincing in pain. "Dude, we need help," but Jack, lost in his grief over the car, handed his phone to his injured friend. "Can you keep filming this?" That was the moment that shattered everything. The internet erupted. No way this guy just asked his injured friend to film. This man has done career over. Where's your apology, Jack? For fans, the crash wasn't the real disaster, it was Jack's reaction. The lack of concern for his friend, the obsession with the car, and the fact that he treated the whole thing like content for his stream left viewers in shock. It was the moment that took the incident from an accident to a full-blown controversy. The fallout from the crash wasn't just about the wrecked McLaren, it was about Jack Doherty's shocking behavior. As the clip of his stream circulated across social media, fans and critics alike were furious. The moment Jack handed his injured friend the phone to keep filming became the center of the controversy. Tweets and comments flooded in within minutes. How could he care more about his car than his friend? This guy just ruined his career on livestream. The hashtags Cancel Jack Doherty and Jack Out started trending on Twitter, with thousands of users condemning his actions. Memes popped up everywhere, screenshots of Jack's face as he looked at his car in disbelief, captions reading, "When your car is worth more than your friendship." TikTok videos dissected the incident, with creators calling out his behavior and labeling it as the most selfish reaction ever. But the backlash didn't stop there. Within hours, the streaming platform Kick took action. Jack's account was banned permanently, with Kick issuing a public statement. "We do not condone reckless behavior or the endangerment of others during live streams." The ban sent shockwaves across the content creator community, igniting debates on platform accountability and influencer behavior. Other streamers weighed in, with some supporting Kick's decision and others criticizing the platform for acting too late. Commentators speculated, would Jack's actions lead to stricter rules for streamers? Meanwhile, sponsors began distancing themselves from Jack. One of his biggest backers issued a formal statement. "We believe in supporting creators who show responsibility and integrity. We are currently reviewing our partnership with Jack Doherty." The real blow came when fans started unsubscribing from his YouTube channel. "This guy doesn't deserve our views," one angry comment read. Jack tried to issue an apology through a video titled, "I messed up," but it backfired. Viewers called it insincere and tone-deaf. Too little. Too late, Jack. You only care now because you're losing followers. Despite his attempts to contain the damage, the internet wasn't having it. Jack's actions became a cautionary tale about recklessness and entitlement, sparking broader discussions about how influencers should behave under public scrutiny. But this was just the beginning of his problems. The incident began to snowball, with news outlets picking up the story. Headlines called it, "Influencer crashes McLaren, cares more about car than injured friend." Jack's reputation, once built on excitement and spontaneity, now crumbled under the weight of public outrage. It wasn't just the crash, it was the way he handled it that made him the villain of his own story. So where does this leave Jack Doherty? A luxury car destroyed, a friend left bleeding, and an audience betrayed. What started as a late-night joyride, meant to entertain fans, turned into a moment that revealed Jack's true priorities, at least. That's what the internet believes. But here's the real question: was this just a bad decision in the heat of the moment, or does it say something deeper about Jack's character? Is one mistake enough to ruin everything he's built, or does he deserve a second chance? In the end, it's not just about a car, it's about the choices we make when things fall apart. Moments like these reveal who we really are, and for Jack, it was a moment that left the world questioning his values. Could he have handled it differently? Absolutely. But the real story isn't just about the crash, it's about the fallout. And now, the internet watches as Jack stands at a crossroads. Will he learn from this, grow, and earn back the trust he lost? Or is this the end of his journey as an influencer? Only time and the fans will decide. What would you have done if you were in Jack's shoes? Was his reaction unforgivable, or just a mistake in a moment of panic? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and join the conversation. If you found this story as wild as we did, hit that like button and share your opinion. It helps more people find this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got more crazy stories, influencer controversies, and shocking moments coming your way, and you don't want to miss what's next. Turn on notifications so you're the first to know when the next story drops. This was just one incident. There's always more unfolding in the world of influencers.